Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Seattle, Washington, and welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. We have a spectacular night set out for you guys here tonight, and we're going to go ahead and open up with some men's singles action. Up first, All Ego Ethan Page will be battling it out against Mr. Iguana this weekend for the AAA Latin American Championship. But here tonight, he has a very difficult challenge in which, well, to say the least, more likely than not, he's going to come into that championship match with his most recent match being a loss. On paper here tonight, All Ego Ethan Page, and winning is just, it may not work, but never count this man out. He is a phenomenal superstar, phenomenal wrestler, and anything can happen. All Ego Ethan Page is here tonight, opening up Friday Night SmackDown here in Seattle, Washington. And his opponent, the man who I'm saying that is going to be very difficult for Ethan Page to beat, is Wepa time, baby, Damian Priest. I mean, former world champion Ethan Page, still a bit of a rookie here in the main roster. And look who is here alongside Damian Priest, accompanying him here on the opening match of SmackDown. Rhea Ripley is here. And it looks like she may be in the corner of Damian Priest here tonight. I mean, I saw her back there. She's she is here. Not sure if she has some other business here on SmackDown or just simply here to support Damian Priest. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't see, either of these two to be the cheating type, in the sense that the numbers game and trying to take advantage of that, but you never know. Maybe Damian Priest has brought Rhea Ripley because he doesn't feel too confident on facing Ethan Page. But again, as I mentioned earlier, he is a former world champion. He definitely has that favorite next to his name for this match. We'll see how that goes, as Rhea Ripley will be in the corner of Damian Priest, and this match has officially begun. All Ego Ethan Page, Damian Priest, opening up Friday Night SmackDown here for us. Of course, tomorrow night we will have Saturday Night's Carnage, where we have AAA superstars going ahead and defending their championships against WWE superstars, and a little bit more as well. Go ahead and hear about that as the night goes on, as well as I had mentioned earlier. This week we will have some big breaking news for this Saturday, so make sure you guys go ahead and tune in, as at the moment Damian Priest, well, showing exactly the level of skill and caliber that he has really taken to it to Ethan Page, who is now being sent straight into the turnbuckle. Damian Priest going to look to climb the middle rope, so still going to fly right there, but very smartly, All Ego Ethan Page moving out of the way. Still, though, is hit hard right there as he is sent flying to the outside of the ring. Rhea Ripley, of course, was very kind and decided to be in the corner of Damian Priest here tonight. She has been on search for another world championship for quite some time. She has failed in title matches, Queen of the Ring, you name it. And as Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania season is around the corner, I think this is the time where Rhea Ripley can really take advantage of her skills, her tools, and just how great of a superstar she is, and win either the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber. I mean, Rhea Ripley could go ahead and become the second ever two-time Women's Royal Rumble winner and join Charlotte Flair and being the only female superstars to do so. As again, she has been on search for that title, and maybe that will come as All Ego Ethan Page removing the padding off of the turnbuckle right there quickly, though. Met by a big attack from Damian Priest. He may not even get to use that unpadded turnbuckle as a big choke slam. Damian Priest for the victory. 1, 2. A bit of a slow count, but there it is. 3. Ding, ding, ding. Damian Priest is able to win the match against All Ego Ethan Page. Nevertheless, this Saturday, Ethan Page will go toe-to-toe, face-to-face against Mr. Iguana for the AAA Latin American Championship. That to come tomorrow night. Saturday night's Carnage. As now, we're going to go ahead and move into the female side of things. Up first, we have Shayna Baszler. I had previously talked about, unfortunately, there are many superstars who absolutely dominate NXT and just look to have so much potential and so much for the future, but unfortunately, when it comes to actually getting things done here in the main roster, they're just not able to do so. And I do believe Shayna Baszler is one of the many that is, in that category. She still has a huge amount of talent and a lot of ability to be able to still revive her career. Never too late to shine. However, I say it's never too late, but the clock is ticking either way, so it eventually does become too late. Right now, there still may be an opportunity for her to go ahead and kind of recover her career, but I guess we'll see how things go here tonight. We do have her in some tag team action. Her tag team partner, Zoe Stark, accompanied by Sonya Deville. We have Pure Fusion Collective, PFC, is here in some nice women's tag team action. Of course, we were able to find some new champions, over at the women's only PLE Evolution with the Bella Twins. I'm sure they will go ahead and have a #1 contenders match within the next couple of weeks to see who their first opponent will be for their women's tag team championships. Talking about new champions, of course, this is a season of new champions. So, hey, be ready for tomorrow night because many titles will be on the line. Speaking about the women's tag team championships, their opponents, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I believe both of them are 4-time champions, something like that. 4 or 5-time champions, I believe, something like that. Not 100%, to be honest. I think 4, maybe 4. Anyhow, they are here tonight, looking to face off against Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And while Shayna and Zoe have Sonya in their corner, on the other hand, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez have Dirty Dominic Mysterio in their corner. As you have some women's tag team actions up next. And, just been receiving some news. We will be hearing from a very special someone. Go ahead and, I'll just let you guys go ahead and see what ends up happening with that, as we should be hearing from this specific person quite soon. Anyhow, it is time for some women's tag team action. Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, the Judgment Day have brought Dirty Dominic Mysterio over to SmackDown to be in their corner, facing off against Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, who have Sonya Deville in their corner here tonight in some women's tag team action. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, there surely will be a future #1 contenders match for the women's tag team championships. But of course, being the former champions, they still have a rematch clause, which means, quite realistically, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez could go ahead and get the rematch next week on Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night NXT, SmackDown, wherever they want it. More likely than not, it would be accepted. They should accept the rematch, and knowing the Bella Twins, they would also accept the time and place of what the Judgment Day want. It seems as though they want to build themselves up a little bit, really recover from that loss. It was quite unfortunate. There were big talk coming into Evolution that no one can beat us, we can't find any proper challengers and whatnot, and then good old-fashioned Hall of Famers pull up and show that there are levels to this, and there's still a lot to learn for both Raquel and Liv Morgan. And just like that, they went ahead and lost their WWE Tag Team Women's Championships, but right now they are still showing exactly why they were champions, why they held those titles for so long, and even when they lost them, they recovered them the Raw after WrestleMania, and then went on to hold them for quite some time as well, over 120 days if my memory serves me correct. Zoe Stark right here is trying to get some damage. Dirty Dominic Mysterio, what are you doing? Trying to get inside of the match. Maybe just playing the mental game. Would not want him to get involved within this match when it's, all females. Big tag made to Shayna Baszler. Is she dumb? Do you not see Raquel Rodriguez, the big tall woman at the top of the rope? Well, apparently she didn't, because now Raquel Rodriguez is able to use this opportunity to continue to be on the attack, doing some damage right there to the right arm of Shayna Baszler. Big splash onto Shayna Baszler as Raquel Rodriguez not finished. Big stomp, and now going to look to climb the middle ropes once again. Then a big elbow straight to the face of Shayna Baszler. As Raquel Rodriguez, what is she going to look to do? Looking to do some big damage right here. Raquel Rodriguez sends Shayna Baszler straight into the turnbuckle. Now charging up, sending Zoe Stark flying. Raquel Rodriguez wants to go ahead and put an end to this match and prove exactly why they deserve to be champions yet again. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. The Judgment Day back on top. And Shirley, next in their journey, is trying to go for those titles once again, unless if these two decide they want to go a different route and maybe go for some singles action. Well, if that is the case, we're going to have to go ahead and wait and see. But for now, still in the women's tag team division and still winning, we have Jade Cargill up next. Let's go ahead and hear her out. Well, Naomi failed at becoming champion. The number one contender wasn't able to win. That means that I am next in line. So Bianca, how about you come out here, put your title on the line, and face me right here, Bianca Belair looking to interrupt. Let's hear her out. Whoa. You think you can just call the shots? Well, sure. I will go ahead and face you. But not right here, not right now. How about at Survivor Series War Games, me and you, my title on the line? What do you say, Jade? Fine, let's do it. And it looks like just like that, we have a nice little championship match set for Survivor Series. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, the WWE Women's Championship on the line. We are not done there, as it's time to hear from Mr. John Cena. Let's go ahead and hear him out. I'm here to announce that at Survivor Series, Cody Rhodes will be getting his rematch. That's right, the American Nightmare, the Never Seen 17 WWE Championship on the line. As well as after Survivor Series, John Cena's last opponent will start being determined. And look at that, some breaking news from John Cena. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but we have to go ahead and cut short as we have a backstage brawl. Tama Tonga Loa beating the crap out of Jimmy Uso. Now Solo Sikoa claimed he was going to go ahead and embarrass Jimmy Uso, and it looks like they're trying to do exactly that as they are beating down on Jimmy Uso backstage. Now we'll go ahead and talk about a little bit what John Cena said right now. Is up first. Let's go ahead and hear from Andrade. Drew McIntyre only beat me because he was a little cheating. Well, you know what I was going to say. So Drew McIntyre, come out here. Give me the rematch I deserve. He doesn't want to come out? Fine. I'll go look for him instead. And Andrade trying to get a rematch, letting Drew McIntyre know that, well, he thinks he's a wuss, little cheating scumbag. Drew McIntyre not answering, and Andrade wasn't happy with that. He says, fine, I'll go look for you myself. So it looks we have something stirring between those two. We'll see what ends up going on with that. Up next, we have a number one contenders match for the Women's United States Championship. I believe this is a fatal 4-win as the contestants come out. So I'll go ahead and talk about what John Cena said. So, rematch confirmed. It will be Cody Rhodes versus John Cena at Survivor Series for the WWE Championship. Now, he also said that following that, we would start deciding who his final opponent would be. So I'm here to confirm we will be having a 16 superstar tournament. 16 superstars, some filled out randomly, some picked by John Cena in a kind of knockout tournament, sort of, where you win, you advance, you lose, you go home. 16 men, one winner of this tournament, and that winner will go ahead and face off against John Cena in his final match. So that will go ahead and start following War Games. I believe that would be War Games Saturday, and this John Cena final opponent tournament beginning on Sunday. Not happening during the week on Raw, NXT, or SmackDown, rather happening as its separate little thing over on weekends. So that's going to be interesting. Now, while I don't have the full list of everybody, I can say there are some beautiful, beautiful surprises. People we thought we may never see within the main roster of WWE. Some exciting old rivals of John Cena, as well as some newer faces that John Cena has not yet faced, and it would be good for them to be able to, still pull off one match before John Cena retires. So, whether John Cena ends up winning, losing, or whoever he ends up facing, it would be a big title and honor to say, yeah, I was John Cena's last opponent. And then if they win, well, that's even more bragging rights. So, definitely a very, very important tournament. That's going to be in following Survivor Series. So just go a little bit more in depth into all of that as we are ready to go ahead and begin this number one contenders match for the Women's United States Championship. Zelina Vega, former champion. Chelsea Green, former champion. Michin has gotten her opportunities, unable to become a champion as of now. And the fourth and final superstar within this match, Candice LeRae, the inaugural WWE Speed Women's Champion, looking to add some new gold here tonight, or, well, looking to find an opportunity at some new gold. She has to become the number one contender, and then, yeah, you get what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and see how this match goes. Candice LeRae Michin, Chelsea Green, Zelina Vega. Out of the 4, 2 former United States champions. Maybe that gives them a slight advantage. They already know what it takes to be champion. The other 2, well, not as much. However, Candice LeRae can also kind of say, hey, I've been champion before with the Women's Speed Championship. As far as I know, I don't believe Michin has held any gold within the WWE. Let's go ahead and check his. Maybe I could be, belittling Michin. Let's go ahead and check. Michin ever won. So, it looks like she has not won anything. She has obviously been fighting and been in tournaments to crown the inaugural United States champion, but unfortunately has never held any type of gold here within the WWE. That could go ahead and change here tonight, as we have our number 1 contenders match, and it has begun. Zelina Vega, Chelsea Green, Michin, Candice LeRae, all ready to battle it out to go ahead and see who's going to be the first to, well, not first, but who will be next to face the new Women's United States Champion. Julia was able to not only dethrone Dakota Kai, but also gave her rematch and beat her again to prove it wasn't a fluke. So now trying to go ahead and find her next opponent. Chelsea Green was able to beat her back before Julia was champion. It was from a lot of help from her secret harvest, but nevertheless, she was able to get the victory. So maybe that's something that Chelsea Green can use, kind of some, I guess, evidence to fight her case that she deserves a title opportunity if things don't go her way here tonight. Zelina Vega can say she's a former champion, and I don't know. A lot of these girls can definitely do it. But whoever ends up actually winning this match will have nothing to fight for, as they would had already done the fighting within the ring and had already won their opportunity for the title. Now, who's the favorite? Opening SmackDown, we talked about how Damian Priest was by far the favorite against All Ego Ethan Page. As great as Ethan Page was, well, he was still a rookie here in the main roster. It's still going to cost them to, really get to that level, especially against a former world champion like Damian Priest. Now, what about here? As we spoke previously, 3 out of the 4 former champions here in the WWE, 2 out of the 4 specifically have won the United States Championship. So, I would say out of those 4, the 3 who have been champions are more favorites, and out of those 3, the 2 who have been United States champions are even more favorites. But that could be going ahead and being bad for me, because Candice LeRae looking to get the finish right here, looking to make Chelsea Green tap, looking for the submission. Zelina Vega is there in order to break the count. So I'm going to go ahead and call her right here the favorites to win the match, and who I believe will win the match will be between Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green. That's as specific as I'll get, as I'm not 100% after that. But I do think just their experience with the Women's United States Championship will go ahead and help them. Candice LeRae looking for the submission right here. Could have made Zelina Vega tap, but Michin is able to go ahead and break the submission hold, as Michin was looking for the pinfall, quickly broken by Candice LeRae. All 3 women are in the ring, and I would say, Michin, quick roll up. Chelsea Green breaking the count. I was about to say, Chelsea Green has taken the most damage, definitely within this match. Has been put in submissions by Candice LeRae. Big splashes taken by Zelina Vega. But do not count any of these ladies out, even if there's favorites and underdogs, because in a match like this, you get rid of one opponent, the next one can sneak up on you and out of nowhere win the match. As Michin may be able to go ahead and do that. I thought she was going to look for the pinfall. I guess not yet. Instead, big stomps onto the legs of Chelsea Green. Zelina Vega using a steel chair straight to the body of Candice LeRae, punishing her, doing some big damage. Michin may be able to steal the victory. Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae battling on the outside, which may go ahead and allow Michin to get the victory, as this is basically a one-on-one match. Michin still not looking for the pinfall. She wants to do a little bit more. Candice LeRae, Zelina Vega distracted on the outside. It's basically a one-on-one match. Candice LeRae is inside of the ring. Is she going to be able to get and break the count? She is too focused on Zelina Vega, and Michin has done it. Towards the end of it, Candice LeRae realized what was happening, but by then it was too late. And just like that, Michin is the new #1 contender to the Women's United States Champion. I counted her out. I said she probably had the least amount of chance to become the #1 contender, but here she is, proving us wrong. Good for her, as she gets that done and becomes the new Women's United States Champion, #1 contender. Probably should have rephrased it a little better. If someone just cut me off right there, it would have sounded like she won the title, but who cares? Talking about title, we have a championship here on the line in the main event. As I believe it was last week, the Secret Harvest faced off against the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, the Metaphor, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson. Were able to go ahead and beat them. And well, if you beat champions, you make the case that you earn yourself a championship match. That is exactly what Chelsea Green fought for, out of all people. Instead of it being Piper Niven or Alba Fire, it was Chelsea Green who was practically harassing Nick Aldis to get this championship match officiated and go ahead and talk to the TNA GM and whatnot, making sure that this is possible. And well, after so much begging, Nick Aldis got it done. So here tonight, the TNA Knockout Tag Team Championships will be on the line. Piper Niven, Alba Fire, an opportunity to become Tag Team Champions and holding Tag Team Championships of a different promotion. Same way that the Metaphor, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson are currently doing. WWE roster superstars holding TNA Gold. And I'm not sure if I made it clear last time, but Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson are officially part of the main roster. They have officially joined SmackDown. And now, of course, with the women's division and the women's title being, the only one within NXT, Evolve, all of the shows within WWE, that will mean that, Lash Legend will still be showing up on Raw, maybe NXT, but they are officially main roster superstars. So welcome to SmackDown and congratulations. That does leave Evolve and NXT quite empty when it comes to tag teams. But that's alright. Either way, if there was any, they would still be showing up in SmackDown, in Raw. It's not like there's the NXT Women's Tag Team titles and one. There is one, so it's just one huge division. So it's a loss, but it's also kind of basically the same. At least the way I see it. Maybe the GM over on NXT, Ava, doesn't see it as that. She continues to get her superstars stolen from her. But hey, when you're a developmental brand, that's just what happens. Go ahead and do the same. Steal from Evolve, right? Well, go ahead and see. As I mentioned, we will be having some huge breaking news about new stars, maybe. That's to come tomorrow night, though. So make sure you guys go ahead and tune in. As for now, the main event here tonight, Seattle, Washington, Friday Night SmackDown. We have the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships on the line. Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend put their championships on the line against Piper Niven and Alba Fire, the Secret Harvest. It is our main event. Will Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson be able to successfully defend their championships, I believe, for the third time now. First time within the WWE. I do believe they have defended it twice. Maybe 3 times over on TNA. Not 100% on that. But first time here within WWE. Or we have some new champions in Piper Niven and Alba Fire. I guess we're going to go ahead and have to wait and see. Is Lash Legend here able to fight out of the hold of Piper Niven? Big uppercut now, sending Piper Niven to the ropes. Looking to do some damage here, slamming down Piper Niven. Ooh, big damage right there. As tag made to Jakara Jackson. These two looking to team up and looking to do big damage onto Piper Niven. Big slam down. As Piper Niven has quickly taken a lot of damage, it would be smart for her to go ahead and try to look for a tag to Alba Fire in order to start, kind of recovering a little bit. But right here, she's able to go ahead and counter. So maybe she does not need that break just yet, as she sends Jakara Jackson slamming down on the mats, straight on her back. And now Piper Niven in control, at least. It seems like that big crossbody onto Jakara Jackson. Is now Piper Niven going to go ahead and look to tag in Alba Fire. Now the legal superstar trying to grab Jakara Jackson. Jakara is able to go ahead and still get up. Now Jakara Jackson with a quick roll up. Can she get the victory? 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Alba Fire was not expecting the quick roll up, and that allows Jakara Jackson to get the victory for them at a 4. And still, the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys tomorrow night, Saturday Night's Carnage.